Attack. So here's the layout for round 6.
All right, looks like for round 6 we have Razor 2 of Sweden attacking the #1 player from Union, as well as they decided they want to attack from Max to Minwoo An, who is a mere Town Hall 9. And then finally MP Wonder will be on cleanup duty as he attacks all in the final Town Hall 8.
Yep, so there's an unfortunate necessity, having one of those 9s drop all the way down to a gimme 3-star in a Town Hall 8. Now maybe I spoke too soon about the Town Hall 10 3-starring the 9,
right.
But come on, a 9 versus an 8, especially that difference, that absolutely should be 3 stars. So that's a foregone conclusion, I think, for Sweden. Razor 2 going up against, did I just do the Gala curse on them?
You're cursing people left and right, man. Come on, I thought we were supposed to be friends with Sweden. They gave us Surströmming.
Oh yeah, exactly. No comment on that one.
All right, well, we're going to get into round 6 pretty soon. It's going to be tough to see what Sweden can do with their options. They would really like to see Razor 2 get 2 stars against Yongsan. That would open up Nile to go for 3-star against one of the lower level bases. But we'll just have to see what happens. Max against Minwoo An, that's a mirror matchup of the top level Town Hall 9s. Again, expecting 3 stars of these lower level bases. You don't want to have Vestins and Nile have to waste their attacks on Town Hall 9s and Town Hall 8s.
Exactly. Those are going to be key attacks during rounds 7 and round 8. And so we'll have to watch and see what happens. It looks like we may be watching Razor 2's attack on Yongsan for this round.
All right, well, guys, we're about to get into round 6 between Union and Sweden and our first semifinal of the Korean Clash Invitational. Sweden down by 4 stars. Gonna have to get desperate and start pulling out some 3 stars if they want to climb back in this war.
Absolutely. They're not out of it yet, but it is a significant lead for Union. But as these attacks are underway, 7 attacks remaining, so they have plenty of opportunities to get back. And Razor 2, he's definitely got the pressure on his shoulders right now as he focuses on his next attack.
Yeah, speaking of his shoulders, that guy's got a great head-to-head right there. Let's see if he can pull out an attack as perfect as that do as we get into round number 6 and the first attack, which is going to be live against the #1 player, Yongsan.
Yep, and it looks like Lava Hounds, Balloons, and Minions, 3 Lava Hounds. This is going to be a tough attack against those pair of multi-targeting Infernos.
Yeah, usually you would see something like Go Wipe or a ground attack if you're going for a safe 2-star against the #1 player. I don't think he's going for 3 stars, and definitely not going to as he drops the Lava Hounds first, which confirms he's saving the heroes for the end.
Yep, and it's Spam-a-loonian, as I like to call it, as those balloons just get spammed in. No precision whatsoever. 3 Rage, 2 Freeze. It's going to come down to spell placement and pathing of the balloons as to whether or not they can get into that Town Hall. Freeze spell, just barely catching the Inferno.
Yeah, one thing I do have to say, I don't know if I like the placement of the troops at the beginning. I might have attacked from the bottom right or the top left, because if you look at the heroes, they're going to have a tough time pathing to that Town Hall.
Exactly. Great placement on the 3rd Rage spell, though, and they've gotten in there, but they're just getting absolutely melted. The 2nd Freeze spell was just as bad as the first was good, and as the air phase ends, 42%, the crowd is excited watching Razor up against it. Here comes the ground phase.
Well, I hope Sweden prayed to RNGesus, because that's what they're going to have to rely on as he drops his king and his queen. He needs to have the king attack that next wall or have the wall breakers take it out. But look at where they go!
Oh, the wall breakers.
Wall breakers are going to run into the giant,
or
the bombs right there.
Here it comes.
But unfortunately, they're going to get zapped
Skeleton
down.
trap. I missed where the king targeted when he was dropped.
Yeah,
but it looks like he's going up to the Dark Elixir storage.
No, the king is actually going to be targeting these skeleton traps right now. But unfortunately for Sweden, the wall breaker mechanics aren't going to target that open compartment. And because of that, that is really tough. That's why you don't attack from this top right side.
Yep, and look at the king. What the heck? Look at him go after the Elixir Collector instead of the Dark Elixir storage. That is an interesting artificial intelligence. Tough call, and it doesn't look good for the 2-star attack.
Yeah, the prayers to RNGesus went unanswered. The king is just going to smack away at that new level 11 wall look, which I have to say, I guess this is an inappropriate time, looks pretty nice in this raid. But again, tough times for Sweden.
Controversial statement, Pat, but there it is. That's the 50%. Now he's going to come back after the Dark Elixir storage. If he gets this out of the way, the queen may target that Town Hall, but most likely not, just because of the way the walls are set up. I think that we're going to see a 1-star attack, and the queen is got a long shot, a really long shot to get to that Town Hall.
Okay, but look at the archer. The archer just targeted the wall. That means the queen's going to go for the wall. But one final thing we do have to note is that the king still could target this archer queen. It's going to be tough for the queen to break through all of the defenses as well as get the Town Hall after taking out that king.
A brilliant use of the archers. He dropped the first archer, saw that it targeted this wall, dropped the second archer further to the right, saw that it was the correct targeting for the center wall, and that's where he dropped the queen. Great move. but he's running out of time.
Yeah, he's absolutely running out of time. Time is blinking on the top. This is the most intense attack. You want to pop your
on
Queen's
the town
ability right now.
There it goes.
Use the Queen's ability.
Did he get her? There it goes.
2 stars for Sweden.
Wow, that was crazy. And even this Korean crowd, super excited to see Razor pull out the second star.
God.
That was a great attack. That was fantastic. Razor celebrating in the booth. And Yongjun not looking too happy.
Yeah, brilliant placement of that Queen's ability. He used the Queen's ability quick enough before the King got
Gave you a hard time for your shirt yesterday. Today's shirt. Yeah. But anyway, let's go take a look at this replay. We've got Max number 4 going against Min Wuan, also number 4. And so this is going to be a Town Hall 9 versus Town Hall 9 attack. And an unusual war-based design, that open 4 corners base that is very prone to witches, especially a Town Hall 9.
All right, well, let's see what happens as he enters in through the bottom right. Again, 4-on-4 action for Sweden. This was a crucial round for these guys. Absolutely awesome job of coming back. Let's see what happens as the golems are splitting off to the sides. They're not really going to the center. There's actually, I guess, 2 inside of the center, but some have gone to the left and 1 has gone to the right.
Yeah, it worked out okay. The witches coming in last, and I like this use of really spread out versions of otherwise typical war bases. So much space on the inside, and that can lead to severe problems. You can see on the inside, the golems have gone around the outside. Giant bomb takes out some troops there, and the king is going to chase down a golem.
But look at all those witches around the base. Spawning skeletons left and right. We haven't seen too many catastrophic giant bombs take those guys out. Queen's going for the clan castle. Not actually too many defenses inside of the core, but still 2 jump spells left if he wants to make his way around this base.
Yep, and the queen going to work on the town hall, but the king is going to come stop her. He is going to smack her in the face with his sword, and that could prevent the town hall from going down.
Yeah, it looks like he dropped a heal spell right there, which is pretty interesting. That's going to keep the golem alive. Maybe he meant to drop the jump spell, but I'm not judging.
Yeah, well, there's the first star, 50%, but the queen interrupted there as she was definitely trying to finish that town hall. Didn't happen, and it looks like the king working his way towards the inside. Probably not going to get to that town hall either.
Yeah, not a lot of time left in this raid. A couple of witches on the left-hand side, not really doing anything for him. He's taking out that elixir storage right there, smacking the air defense, smacking the king in the face. This king is a beast.
That was crazy. They finally got that other king out of the way, and we are passing 69%, and sure enough, on the town hall, will it go? Yes, it does for the second star.
That was the least epic call I saw of that town hall destruction, man. The king got that with like half a second left, but again, I know what you're saying. This base needs to be 3 stars if Sweden wants to win, but still a nice moral victory getting 2 stars instead of that. You want to make sure that they can actually take out another one of the town hall 8s. And looking at where they're deciding to attack, we have arrows all over this map.
Yep, nobody going to their lane, nothing left there. So we've got Mitch Bolton dropping down to try to clean up the other town hall 8. Veston's dropping down 1 to go after that lower level Town Hall 10. That should be an interesting battle. And then you've got Bjorn 97 moving up against Min Wuan going for the top Town Hall 9.
Yeah, actually taking a look at this, you have BJ 3-star and Charis attacking players above them. If they don't get 3 stars, that could be brutal. They might even leave a Town Hall 9 not 3-star on the map.
That would be super tough to see. But it looks like we're probably going to see Vestons going against Mac Axta. And again, hoping for 3 stars. Now this base has already been 2-starred with 56% damage. So either way, he's going to improve Sweden's score if he goes for this attack. But I'm kind of surprised that he's not cleaning up a lower level base, adding a star somewhere else, because a 3rd star on this base, not going to be easy, but either way, he's probably hoping to increase the damage percentage just in case it ends up tied in stars.
Yeah, it looks like there might not be any more bases left after Mitch Bolton and Bjorn 97 take on Min Wuan and Max Sabo. We're going to have to see what happens.
And the Swedish guys are.
What did I say?
You said Korean, but that's okay.
I haven't seen any tattoos.
Yeah, they probably not as many tattoos, but here we go. So here is Vestons.
They could be hiding those sweet bicep tattoos, though, that we can't see.
That could be. You never know. It could be a cultural thing. So Vestons going after Mac Axta again. You see the 2 stars there. Also, let's remember, this base was, I believe it was 56%, so anything above that is going to improve Sweden's overall damage score, just in case this ends up being 26, 27 stars tied at the very end.
All right, again, we're seeing mass golems. He's actually opening up on the top, or on this left and right hand side. Jump spell on the top. He's trying to sweep his way through this base. I love this attack strategy, usually used with witches, but let's see if it can work out with Go-Wei.
Yep, and definitely I've heard this called a steamroll style attack. Obviously, he's focused on damage and tons of wizards. He's deployed every single wizard right at the beginning of this attack.
Yeah, I actually don't know about only using 2 golems in the very center of this base. Those guys are going to have a tough time dealing with all these buildings. Actually, maybe 3 golems is a little bit better, but King and Queen are deployed. Pretty much all of the troops are on the map except for a couple of cleanups. Let's see what happens as he gets closer to the town hall.
Yep, getting ready to deploy the freeze spell. Nope, he's switching over to the rage spell. There it goes. So the town hall getting targeted by the jump spell, rage spell, freeze spell, everybody right in the center. And again, he's not worried about 1 or 2 stars. He's really focused on damage, already at 47%, looking pretty good with both heroes' abilities still alive.
Both heroes' abilities, having those wizards still up. In fact, if he was able to take out those Inferno Towers, which he did, I guess, in a reasonable amount of time, he still has 3 stars. He has a chance for 3 stars against this base.
This is impressive. The Queen at full health, and she's got a full-size golem in front of her tanking. She's going to finish off that Expo, but the other Expo off to the right still alive, and that could cause some problems.
Well, one thing that's happening on the far right of the map, the wizards actually got hit by a border shell, which took out one of them, I believe, but still, Queen's at full health. Expo's focused on those golemites, but now the Queen has no more defense for those cannons and the archer towers. She's going to have to pop her ability.
Nope, just a couple of other troops, an archer, a wall breaker, and a minion left. There goes the Royal Cloak to get through that Dark Elixir storage. That is always pesky, and she is going to bang against that wall till she gets through. But I think the 3-star is out of reach at this point.
I actually think if he brought 1 more jump spell, I don't know if he could have substituted something else, but if he brought another jump spell to get to that next compartment with that wizard tower, archer tower, and mortar, that could have been the 3-star that won Sweden this first semifinal.
That's true, because this a 3-star attack right here against this Town Hall 10 would have been significant. But this attack percentage, again, if it comes down to a tie, this is a great score. He's going to be in the mid to high 80s, it looks like. And using every single troop like we've talked about before, hoping for just even 1 more structure to help add to the percentage.
Well, I think tiebreaker-wise, Sweden is in a really good spot right now. Looks like the archer's cleaning up that barracks as we speak. 1 attack has already finished on both sides, resulting in a net gain of 1 star for each. And Sweden just finished up their second attack, which gave them another star. It's currently tied at 27 to 27.
This is so close. It looks like it's going to be 3 stars on all of the bases that are not Town Hall 10 at this point. 27 stars. I don't think we've seen a 3-star in a Town Hall 10, so it's pretty much going to be dead even.
So taking a look right now, like we said, Niall is going to be attacking Rylai, the number 2 player, and Yongjun will be attacking Razor 2.
So even if there's not a 3-star, again, like Pat said, if Yongjun can have more than 7% more than Niall doing this advanced trigonometry here, it will be the win for Union. So it's going to be very close to watch how the percentages change. If it doesn't look like it's going to be a 3-star attack, we're going to have to keep a really close eye on those numbers.
Yeah, just one more quick explanation of the percentages. Let's say they're both attacking a base that's only been 50%ed. Let's say Yongjun got 60% and Niall ended up getting 50%. That 10% would be enough to win Union this first semifinal.
Exactly, and we can't offhand look at what percentage was done to both of these bases, but I'm guessing we might watch the 2 attacks go in separately.
Yeah, we expect both attacks to happen separately. Looks like we're going to see who attacks first in this semifinal, but again, 27 to 27, last attack remaining. Who knows who's going to be attacking first? It's only a 0.7% difference. I would imagine that Sweden wouldn't have to attack first since they're in the lead, but we are in Korea. They could have a little bit of a home field advantage.
Yeah, I mean, if we're going for a true bottom of the ninth style, if we're going for excitement, I would love to see Union attack first, see if they can't pull out maybe the 3-star or maybe pull ahead in total destruction, putting the pressure on Sweden to perform.
Yeah, it looks like we're focused in on one of Union's iPads, taking a look at these war scores right here. All of the Town Hall 9s and 8s have been 3-starred finally, which is really good for these top Town Hall 10s. If they weren't 3-starred after that last round, they would have had to play cleanup, and whichever clan messed up that could have...
Yep, he looks focused, and he's doing a last look at some of the ranges of the defenses, and it looks like... Did I see healers? How many healers was that?
That's 4
healers.
Oh,
we're going to see a Queen healer attack.
He's
I love it.
Going for the 3-star. Even if it doesn't work out, he still should have a great chance for 2 stars, because look at how close that Town Hall is to the wall. And Galadon, I know you like to mention the word pressure a lot, but for this situation right here, all of the pressure is on. Look at his left hand shaking. You can see this guy's nervous.
He's trembling just a bit. And there it goes, the Queen. Interesting to watch how the air defenses may play a factor. He's got the wizard on the left, so he wants the queen to path to the right. And the wizard's going to clear out that spell factor. Here comes some giants and the king out on the far left. And maybe hoping to get in after that air defense. The queen is indeed going to head to the right, taking out the wizard tower. Wall breaker is going to let her get in after that next enclosure.
Actually, he brought lava hounds and balloons, and he dropped his heroes on the top of the base. If he doesn't get the town hall with his queen, he might have to go for 3 stars against this base. Nothing else is going to target regular structures. Only the balloons and the lava hounds are left inside of his camps. That's a bold move.
Yep, now the queen got an air defense and the king got a second air defense. That's a huge advantage to the rest of this attack. Both of those air defenses down on the top half of this base. The queen still at just about full health, and it looks like there she goes on the town hall. And she is going to get nice free spell. Nice free spell. She's going to get through that town hall.
All right, looks like she's going to go ahead and pop her ability. That's going to be enough to get that first star. Super crucial because this means he can use the lava hounds and balloons to try to 3-star this base. It's going to be amazing to see what happens. He's in a really good position.
Yep, but she wasn't able to get that Inferno Tower down. That would have been the foregone 3-star. The Lava Hound got in the way and stopped her.
Well, the Inferno Tower actually is extremely exposed, but when he dropped his balloons, he missed the balloon targets on the Inferno Tower. That's going to be a big deal.
Yep, I don't know if that's going to work out, but you see 34% damage, a rage, and a haste spell left. Balloons out all by themselves on the right-hand side, just getting burned by the Inferno.
All right, looks like the healer is just hanging out up top, providing some company for that Lava Hound, but the Inferno Towers will be that last line of defense. Galadon, no 3 stars, and he's not getting enough percentage points, but the Lava Hounds are left. I mean, the Lava Pups are left.
He's got pups, he's got a couple balloons, a few ground troops, only 54% damage. So this has got to be a disappointing result for Union. Their percentage might not be enough to swing it into their favor, to even give them a momentary lead.
Well, he does have some lava pups left, but take a look at that Lava Hound. It's running all the way across the map. Even though it doesn't deal a ton of damage, it's going to distract these archers, which makes it even harder for him to try to get some more buildings down.
Yeah, he's got a pair of balloons left, but there's not a lot of places they can be deployed. Now again, of course, the Lava Hound won't target them. 40 seconds left. I'm surprised he hasn't dropped the rest of these troops yet. Not sure what he's thinking with the balloons. He's got a lot of exposed structures at the bottom. Those balloons need to get to work.
This guy is taking a lot of time, but he did drop the balloons on the top, which is the correct decision. Barbarians and archers are going to go down there to take out those buildings that were already severely damaged. He did get enough percentage points, I believe, to put Korea and Union into the lead, but still, it might not be enough as Niall still has one more attack remaining.
Yeah, it's so close. The healers trying to get down there to help out those archers and Barbarians at the bottom, but time's running out. We'll see if there's just a couple more percentage points in here as the Lava Hound comes back to stalk those ground troops. Time is going to run out. Looks like it's going to be 67% as it runs out, and we'll have to watch what the total damage tally is as we pull back at the end of this attack.
All right, looks like the most skilled. We saw some great attacks from him in Nordic Clash. He had the raid that actually won the war for them there with a 75% 2-star in the tiebreaker. This guy can be a hero and pick up the next victory for Clan Sweden. This would be a monumental upset.
It really would. Go We Wipe against that open 4 corners base design. An interesting placement of walls out on the outer edges. So nonetheless, Niall is really going to be counting on success here, going after it with some widely placed golems.
All right, looks like he wasted a couple of wizards on the left and right hand side, because actually only on the right hand side because they weren't able to be saved by the golems to tank. Anyways, he's moving in through the center. King and Queen are about to be dropped. I wouldn't probably drop those before the wizards, but he's getting into the space.
Yep, everybody coming in. Look at this giant group. Watch out for giant bombs. There goes the P.E.K.K.A. triggering the giant bomb. Single target Inferno on this side. Everybody moving in. And again, starting to path around to the left and the right.
Yep.
Good freeze spell.
He's going to make his, if you need to make his way into the center again.
There they go.
Troops are actually going to go ahead.
The wizards all just moved in together without any protection from the golems. It looks like a lot of them got burned up. Still some witches out, and the golems on the far right.
Yeah, I actually got so excited that I ripped my microphone cable out of the box. That's how intense
Come on,
this raid is.
Archer Queen, she's not going to get the town hall. She's looks like it's going to be close, but she is undergoing a lot of damage. Got distracted by the defending king. By the time she turns to the town hall, she's gone. The town hall doesn't fall. Disaster for Niall. Rylite just absolutely celebrating for Union.
But take a look at the king.
The king is moving in.
He's
on the town hall. He's on it, and it looks like he might get it. He doesn't have his ability left, but only 40% damage. He's working on the town hall. It's a race against damage on the king. 41%, he is going to get the town hall. That's going to be the first star, but only 43%. Look at all these unprotected structures on the far top right, but we had skeleton traps, and that could be the difference.
Oh my god, he wasn't able to get all of the buildings that he needed to get. Look at all those Obic barracks on the bottom right, the archer on the very top right. The golem will explode and take out this air defense if it doesn't smack it down already, but it doesn't look like he's going to get enough percentage points.
46.
The archer just doesn't do enough damage. Do you remember when they changed it in the update to where the buildings on the outside have more health? Yeah. That's playing a huge factor in this
Looks
war.
like the mortar might go down to the last golemite. That's going to be another percentage point, but that's still only 47. The archer only going to be good for 1 or 2 more percentage points, and it's not going to happen. Nile just devastated at what he's watching right now.
48% 1-star so far. He does have 2 more buildings he can take out, but again, 52% damage was done against this base. I would guess that he would need about 4 or 5 more buildings from here to improve on the score, at least 4. So only being able to get this, I guess, this laboratory right here, that isn't going to be enough for him to get the victory. Sweden is going to come up painfully close in this first semifinal.
It absolutely couldn't get any closer than this. Nile, so much pressure on him. It looked very confident going in. Such a terrible turn of events in the core of this base. The poor archer is going to get 1 more structure down before time runs out. Everybody chanting down the countdown, and that's going to be it. Now she turns on a wall. Time runs out.
Wow.
49%. Yep, great. And we're going to take a look at the most heroic attack. Yongsan's against Nile.
All right, taking a look at this heroic attack, obviously weighted a little bit differently. We saw some other crazy attacks throughout the war, but this one was actually in the very beginning where Yongsan was able to attack Nile's base. And again, every percentage point mattered. We have to see how much percentage he got against this base.
Yeah, that's very true. This is a default system that determines the most heroic attack. Probably would have not have been either one of our votes for the true most heroic attack or MVP of this war. But again, it was a solid attack that started off this war, and Yongsan choosing to go after that top maxed out Town Hall 10 with 275 of those beautiful pumpkin orange walls.
You know, actually, I think Yongsan's other attack was the best, or the most heroic attack, because he got those percentage points that they needed in order to win this war. I mean, he was so close to not getting that Town Hall and being able to get the base, because if he didn't get that Town Hall with the Queen by just a hair, that means all of the other percentage he got with the Balloons and the Lava Hounds would have meant absolutely nothing towards the tiebreaker.
Exactly, so it'll be interesting to see that we'll be able
you
to
like
talk
that word
to
a lot, right?
Yongsan. That's the first time I've said it tonight, I'm pretty sure. But I can't wait to hear what Yongsan has to say as far as how that attack went. And obviously, both of his attacks critical in this war. If you think about it, just about every single 3-star attack for those bottom 7 bases critical. 1-star would have made all of the difference. It wouldn't have come down to that damage percentage. And Yongsan, solid attack. You can see here, wrapping up 46%. Closing in on that Town Hall.
All right, looks like the Queen's going to go ahead and target that Town Hall slowly but surely. Still has her ability left, and usually if you can get a Queen on the Town Hall with the ability, it's enough to take it out. So she's going to go ahead and pop her ability, get that first star, and in just a second, star number 2 for that 2-star that they needed.
Yep, so there is 52%, and with some time left in this attack, again, Yongsan extending it as far as he could, and it turned out, just like we talked about, every last percentage point counted, so these minions working on those top buildings, making a big difference.
Literally, these last 2 barracks right here could have been the ones that won the war.
That's
every percentage
true.
points mattered.
Yep.
Every single building mattered. Every builder's hut, every dark barracks, every spell factory, literally every singer. Why did I say singer? I don't see any singers here. We actually don't have the Spiral Cats either. Every single attack mattered, and wow, it's going to be really tough to top this one.
Yep, you said you don't see any